This is a preview of the fetal echocardiography, the guidelines, technique, protocols, and overview. Snippets of the various topics covered under this lecture will follow. Having gone through the preview, if you wish to listen to the main lecture video, go to sonoshare.in. And the expected survival rate, there is a major or an abnormal ductus venosus waveform, abnormal on the occasions. And coming to the most important, the detection rate. So the detection rate is important. This is most of the times not discussed. So leading to normal finding and deriving the final diagnosis. Now the technique, the grayscale, the first is the transducer frequency. We'll see one by one. The transducer frequency rate for imaging of about say 45. So then it doesn't match the fetal heart rate. So definitely there will be an averaging because in one frame, a small sector width decrease the depth of the image. The use as rough has to be high. So because the velocity of blood flow is high in the heart, box has to be small. The principle is any interface which is perpendicular to the beam will be seen better. So as a result, when you use when you see the apical approach, then you will see the wall like the periumbilical region, suprapubic region, and iliac region. The technique, axial sweep technique. So for that you must know the fetal side and the position so that you can move the probe accordingly in the correct direction. So here this is each presentation. It will be left and right. So this is how you must identify the site, and then you must look for the organs. Technique used now as in contrast to the rotation technique which was used before. We will come to that little later. So the technique used now is the axial sweep technique. We start from the as an axial section of the upper abdomen, 3 VT. But here in rotation, the LVOT will be a longer view of the LVOT will be seen because it is rotation, and then you see 4 approaches. So there can be 4 approaches to the heart. So depending upon the entry of beam in relation to the heart. So one is the apical approach. When you get the apical approach, as you see here, the beam, the transducer is here. So you move the transducer to this position in a sector-like movement. So then you will get the anterolateral approach. And in a fetus with longitudinal breech. But the section will be the same in all. And similarly, in a transverse lie, accordingly, it will be changing. Approach, this is the 4-chamber view. You see the interventricular septum is perpendicular to the beam, so seen well. And then the LVOT, and 5 to 10% of cases, M mode in a very small percentage, particularly in arrhythmia. Also gives the character of flow, like if you see a lacing, that may mean stenosis. And then it also helps in placing this expected sample body in anomalies which has abnormalities of rate, rhythm, and it is the best method to document the contractility of the cine loop. Makes us enables us to run the loop slowly to visualize certain features better and to go frame by frame. So the aorta in the center. So in certain situations, this section is useful, but otherwise normal finding by a pattern recognition. Step 3 is to arrive at a final diagnosis. So step 1 to say for the 4-chamber view, starting from the situs with the upper abdomen section, the size of the heart, the squeeze or the contractility of the. Then we come to the checklist for the LVOT. So first is the septo-aortic continuity, and you see the difference in appearance between them and the image. Again, the checklist is the number of vessels and whether it is normally it is 3, the pulmonary artery, aorta, and abnormality. So abnormality may be seen as a lead point sign. or it may be a complex. So you something is abnormal. So that is the lead point sign. So for example, in the four-chamber view, here the lead point sign is the small LV geometry. We're looking for the ratio between the RV to LV. Then looking for whether the apex is formed by the left ventricle or right ventricle. Here, a complex anomaly on four-chamber view or in when you make a sweep, you are not able to becomes a simple. So what is the logical approach? It is called the sequential segmental analysis. So what is sequential segmental analysis? So complex anomaly. These are the steps of sequential segmental analysis. First is the situs. So you have to identify the situs, whether it is these points. So the right ventricle has got the moderator band as seen here, and the septal leaflet of the ventricles. Then we come to the morphology of the great arteries. So the pulmonary artery has an early branching, whereas the connection, which is concordant, and then we come to the atrioventricular connection. So atrioventricular connection, the pulmonary veins draining into the left atrium, which is connected to the left ventricle, running pulmonary artery, branching pulmonary artery arising from the left ventricle, and the non-branching aorta arising from the anterior right ventricle. Here the morphological right ventricle is posterior to the left in the place of left ventricle, whereas the morphological left ventricle is anterior to the. But if it is a complex anomaly, you have to describe all the observations like situs, the size of the chambers, outflow tracts, the chamber position, the various connection of the anomaly you have seen, and the prognosis is dependent on whether it is a simple anomaly versus a complex anomaly. Naturally, it's the technique and overview of the fetal echo and the pattern of reporting.